Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Charles, and welcome you guys to another episode of the Dreamerspro Show, where we cover everything from sports, hot topics, classic debates, entertainment, and where we give you guys a fresh perspective on things and how we see them. And today we have an interesting episode for you, a bit of breaking news, so we want to get into that video today. So make sure you guys go ahead and like the video and subscribe to the channel. Anyway, as y'all know, the Lakers have been in search of a new head coach ever since they fired Frank Vogel with 2 games left in the regular season, after having, an all-time disappointing campaign last season, especially with the expectations going into that season. And after they make the play-in, I think most people expected that Frank Vogel was going to be the fall guy. We even got a chance to see Magic Johnson, the Laker great, Laker legend. He went on ESPN First Take, and he basically said during his time there, he was just like, we all know that, Frank Vogel is not going to, they're going to get rid of Frank Vogel. So it was no surprise that he was let go of. And since his firing, there have been a plethora of candidates that have been brought to the forefront that we in the media here have been, listening to in terms of people that they were interviewing for the potential head coaching job. Just about a day ago, we heard that the Lakers were actually considering Terry Stotts, who was a former Blazers head coach. I think they re-interviewed him, because they said he was also interested in really, working with Russell Westbrook and all these different. So that's what we heard about just 2 or 3 days ago. But now it looks like finally, the Lakers have decided to go with the former Bucks assistant coach in Darvin Ham, according to a CBS sports.com report that we're getting. So we just want to quickly get into this article here, read what it has to say, and then really come back and unpack this thing. So the article starts off with the headline, Lakers to hire Darvin Ham as next head coach per report. It continues on. The Los Angeles Lakers have hired Milwaukee Bucks assistant Darvin Ham as their head coach, according to Adrian Wojnarowski. The Lakers interviewed a number of candidates, but as the search drew to a close, they focused on 3 finalists: Ham, former Portland Trail Blazers head coach Terry Stotts, and former Brooklyn Nets head coach Kenny Atkinson. In the end, Ham was able to win over his more experienced competition and will receive a 4-year deal to coach the franchise per Shams Charania. Ham, a small forward in his playing days, managed to eke out an NBA career that lasted nearly a decade. He won a championship in 2004 with the Detroit Pistons that participated in the 1997 Slam Dunk Contest, but he has since made his name as an assistant coach, and after a few years in the G League, Ham's first NBA coaching job came with the Lakers. He worked under Phil Jackson from 2011 to 2013, just narrowly missed out on Kobe Bryant's last 2 championships. His rise to prominence didn't come in Los Angeles, though. He left the Lakers in 2013 to join Mike Budenholzer's staff in Atlanta. He has worked under Budenholzer ever since. Ham has been Budenholzer's top assistant for the past few years, and the pair won a championship together in 2021. Thus far, coaches from Budenholzer's tree have been fairly successful in their own jobs. Rumored Lakers candidate Quinn Snyder, Memphis Grizzlies head coach Taylor Jenkins, and ironically Atkinson have all worked under Budenholzer. The Lakers likely valued that experience as they also interviewed other Budenholzer assistants. The article basically finished off by saying the Lakers believe that Ham is up for the task. His first head coaching job will be one of the hardest in all of basketball. But remember, the last time a team that employed James hired a first-year head coach, they won a championship. That coach, Ty Lue, is coaching in the same arena that Ham will be. Now the Lakers are hoping he'll achieve the same result. So basically, that's what the article had to say. Now, some voices in the media said that the Lakers needed to hire a coach with a big name, because they said that, we covered this in some of our previous shows. They said that the Lakers would need like a big name coach, to really get the respect from the players. But as y'all know, we covered this in some episodes prior, all the big name coaches already employed, right? All the big name coaches, all of them are gone. So, they're all, currently the Rick Carlisles, the Greg Popovich, Eric Spoelstra, the Ty Lues, all of these guys are employed. So there was really no big names, no big chips on the board, so to speak. But now, since this news has come out, it looks like LeBron, who is the face, of the Lakers and most likely probably the face of the NBA, he seems to be on board with this new hire, and according to his latest tweets, he seems to be pretty excited. Let me just read you guys what LeBron had to say on Twitter. Basically, he said, "So damn excited!" Exclamation. Congrats and welcome, Coach D Ham. Clapping, and then he said basically, Lake Show. So LeBron James seems to be pretty much in lockstep with this decision, and I think that when you have the star player throwing the support at a coach, I think other players just have to follow suit. They have to fall in line. Now, there's another aspect of the story that I want to get to. According to Jeannie Buss, when she was asked by, I believe it was Bill Plaschke, maybe a few weeks ago or a month or so ago, when she was asked if the Lakers would consider trading Russell Westbrook, she said they would first need to find a new coach and then see what his philosophies will be with Russell Westbrook. And then from that point forward, they would then make a decision on whether or not they wanted to move on from Russell Westbrook or keep him. Now that the Lakers have gone out and hired Darvin Ham to be their head coach, the question then becomes, will they consider moving Russell Westbrook? As you've heard, a lot of people have said in the media and outside the media, they basically said that, listen, the Lakers' problems are bigger than coaching. They said if they want, they can go and get a new coach, but if they come back with the exact same roster intact, they should not expect a drastically different result. And I concur with the people that share that line of thinking. I really, really do. The Lakers, as y'all know, were a terrible defensive unit. I believe that they had a lot of star players with big names that felt like playing defense, quite frankly, was beneath them. LeBron is too old to play defense. Russell Westbrook is not known to play defense. Carmelo Anthony is too old to play defense. He's not known as a defensive guy. Of course, Dwight Howard is, but Dwight Howard is a little bit old, and they kind of his minutes in the starting lineup were sporadic. And I just think that they had a compilation of players that are not really known for playing defense, and you saw it in Anthony Davis, who's their best defensive player. He was pretty much always injured. AD was pretty much always injured, so you can even depend on him, right? So the Lakers have some serious defensive efficiencies that they need to address. And what I think is that now that they've been able to at least decide on who their next head coach is going to be, I think the next thing is that we have to wait and see really what moves this team is going to make in the offseason, because you better believe it, the Lakers need to make moves. Obviously, we've been hearing some rumors out there that the Lakers may consider going after, Kyrie Irving. We've heard a possible, swap between Kyrie Irving and Russell Westbrook. I don't really think that's likely to happen because, yes, the Lakers would probably want Kyrie Irving, but the question is who would want Russell Westbrook? And most importantly, do you think that Kevin Durant will want to play with Russell Westbrook again? He already has an extensive amount of history to know that pairing just didn't work. Yeah, they made it to an NBA Finals together, but they never won. So I guess we have to wait and see what they're going to do in the next coming weeks and months. So the question to you guys is this: what are your thoughts on the latest hiring? That's the first thing. The second thing is, do you think that Darvin Ham will be given the opportunity to coach this team and also make mistakes as a first-year head coach, or do you think that the Lakers are going to micromanage him along the way?